I understand this is pretty much coming out during the second match day. Like, I'm literally recording this during the Australia Scotland match. But I feel like I still wanted to get a video out as we go into review of the first match day for the Rugby League World Cup 2021 or 2022. Still really hasn't been discussed, but I think we just dive straight into it. So the opening game was played with a lot of issues, and we're not even going to be talking about the sort of broadcasting and technical problems that the event had. Apparently, Kaiser Chiefs were meant to perform for the opening ceremony. They did one song, and then everything just stopped working. And of course, something along the lines of I'm trying to remember it off by heart. We're sorry we can't connect to the transmission thing or whatever, the Phantom try, the Danny Phantom try, but probably the most weirdest thing, the most shocking thing that occurred from this match day is just how good England was. Because obviously, with the Samoan team consisting of about 8 players who played in the grand final about 2 weeks ago, and it basically is an NRL team to say the very least, a lot of people thought that Samoa were going to be genuinely tight, like World Cup title contenders. But yeah, that didn't really go to plan, did it? I was very happy with how England performed. I think they did extremely well. I mean, they put 60 on Samoa, so they kind of had to. Dominic Young, very happy with his performance. I'm a little bit worried about 5 NRL clubs wanting to take him away from the Knights. So I don't know how that's gonna work. Please, we need to hold on to him because we genuinely have no other wingers without him. Jack Wellsby impressed me really well. Like, genuinely, the fact that he's only 21 and he's already got the playing styles of a genuine veteran. I honestly feel that you honestly take him into the NRL and give him a couple of years, and he could genuinely turn into one of England's greatest ever players. And I'm saying that with complete seriousness. Elliot Whitehead also had a really good game. Just pretty much, it was a very solid performance by the team of England. Samoa, on the other hand, it just never clicked on. Like, I'm happy for Isaac Tarko for getting that try whilst potentially injuring his arm beforehand. Anthony Milford with an absolute piss missile of a tackle. Just a shame it was about 5 seconds too late. But yeah, I definitely feel like Samoa will qualify out of the group stage, so they should be all right. But unfortunately, this is not the first time that Jerome Luai has put on a blue jersey this year and has gone completely missing. Going into this game, I feel like there was a lot of questions for the Kangaroos team. Obviously, this is being the first time that the team has played together since the loss to Tonga back in 2019. So we didn't really know what was going to happen. I still was fairly confident that Australia was going to beat Fiji, and they did, but it was a bit of a shaky start. But I mean, it's kind of the result that was genuinely expected. I'm happy for Taruva getting a try in the last couple of minutes. Fiji aren't looking that great. There's still a lot of me that is thinking that they are going to still make it out of the group stage, but I possibly think there might be a chance that Fiji won't make it out of the group, and I think Italy actually make it out instead of them. But all in all, it was a solid performance by the Australians, and that's all they really need to do at this point. Currently, as it's turning into match day 2, they are currently demolishing Scotland. It's currently 52-0, 47 minutes gone, so I think it's safe to say that Australia are going through to the group stage, but I mean, it's Australia. I'm going to be completely honest here. I did not trust Italy at all this tournament, but where credit is due, they played brilliantly against Scotland. They genuinely just were not allowing Scotland to settle down and focus. It was a very solid defensive play. They were making the Scots pissed, which actually did result in a sin bin about 4 minutes before half time. I think it was Dale Ferguson that got taken off, but I mean, what a second half by Jake Misen. That was brilliant, to say the very least, of 3 tries in the second half to pretty much cement a good win for Italy. Scotland was able to score in the end, but one thing I do want to bring up in this match, though, is how the hell did Nathan Brown get man of the match? Like, I understand, yes, he's like the captain and all that, but you'd think you'd give it to the player that scored a hat-trick. It's a bit weird. It's also a weird thing in the England game, because I feel like it was Victor Radley got man of the match, but I feel like there's like plenty of other players you could have given it to, so that did weird me out, but yeah, fantastic performance by Italy, and I'm happily to say that I was wrong about them. Keeping with the theme of these types of I got my predictions wrong, Jamaica versus Ireland, I thought Jamaica were going to get a decent win, but yeah, I very much underestimated the Irish here. They played brilliantly ever since the start of go. I mean, 48-2, it's like... And to think that like 6 years ago, it was where Jamaica would win their biggest win, and it was against Ireland. So, massive improvements done there by the Irish team. Interesting how they scored 10 tries, and they had 8 different scorers. Obviously, one of their players, I think there was 7 different, because one of their players got a hat-trick, but... I mean, what can I say? I was proven wrong again. I did have a lot of people in the comments actually talking about how the Irish are going to be a team to keep an eye on, and yeah, they're definitely seeming right due to hindsight, but I do feel bad for Jamaica, but yeah, Ireland definitely way too good for them. Now, this match was very interesting. Obviously, New Zealand being the world #1 ranked team against Lebanon, who actually have a very decent team, and it's like you never know when they can pull results out when they most need to, but I'm just going to say, like, Robbie Farah getting sent off alongside Adam Dewey was that was pretty interesting, but I think Lebanon actually did fairly well due to circumstance. Like, obviously after the send-off, New Zealand would get their final try, and Lebanon held on for the next 20 minutes, not conceding any points. It was a good defensive effort, but I mean, the game was pretty much decided within the first 60 minutes. New Zealand obviously showing why they are basically the team to beat in this World Cup. And yeah, I mean, what can you say? It's just good to see Adam Dewey, I don't know, have some impact in the game. I don't know. But yeah, big ups to Josh Mansell. Very happy for him getting his try. It's on RL.com actually says in the 0 minute, so he must have happened off kickoff. I do not know, but yeah, just fair play to for Lebanon actually keeping it as low of a scoreline it was, because currently at the moment it's pretty much roughly the lowest difference in terms of scorelines, because they've all been bollockings at the moment. Gotta say, I'm very happy for how Greece performed. Obviously, did come away with a loss against a sort of mainstay in these World Cups with France, but I think they've done really well. Getting that first try for them was obviously very important in terms of a symbolism of trying to grow the game in Greece. But we'll say the last try was brilliant. Nick Mugas scored an absolute belter. Lachlan Ilias really did bring back the kick and chase a lot during this match. But yeah, France obviously too good in Doncaster, but it's great to see Greece putting their footnote in the world of rugby league. When I knew this match was next in terms of the scheduling, I was licking my lips. I knew that even though all the matches beforehand have been pretty much relatively all one-sided, I knew this match was going to be an absolute battle. You've got Tonga, who have got aspirations of winning the whole thing, against arguably, you can probably make the case of the best ever Papua New Guinea team that has ever been formed. And boy, they both went for it. It was close. It was physical. It came down to the wire. There was a good comeback made by Papua New Guinea. Lachlan Lamb scoring almost immediately in the second half. And then Dan Russell scoring like a third 18-all with 13 to go. Just Keon Kwalamatangi going over 3 minutes left to secure the win for Tonga. Obviously, I think both teams are going to go through into the group stage. Tonga were a little bit shaky in that second half, but it just shows that they don't really have to have that much of a great performance to overcome a team, like a very good team like Papua New Guinea. But yeah, this is going to be interesting to say the least going to the games, especially incumbent with Wales and the Cook Islands. But yeah, very, very happy with this match. Finally, a competitive match this tournament. And now we go into the final match of match day 1. And again, I got to say, I was wrong about a team. I was wrong about the Cook Islands. I thought Wales were going to win this game, and it did look like it was going to be the case within the first half, because Wales did have a very good, solid start. It was still relatively close at halftime, but I did sort of feel that Wales are going to get some tries and just going to run away with it. But I was proven wrong. The Cook Islands came out to play. Davey Moale and Stephen Masters getting the tries. Stephen Masters had a brilliant game, and the Cook Islands were able to get the win over Wales. So, I don't know. Like, I don't think personally that the Cook Islands will make it out of the group, but I mean, in all honesty, if they can pull a result against a team like Papua New Guinea or even Tonga, that would be incredible. But yeah, glad to see that in terms of the Rugby League World Cups, we finish off with 2 actually close matches. And not like the current Australia versus Scotland one, which is literally, if I'm just trying to look at the time now, it's 58-0. It's whilst with about 20 to go. So, yeah, I think Scotland are out. So anyways, that is the end of my review for the match day 1 of the Rugby League World Cup. Besides from obviously the game that happened today of Australia and Scotland, how do you think the rest of the tournament's going to play out for match day 2? It's going to be a lot of interesting games coming up in this match day. Like, for example, you've got Fiji versus Italy, which is going to be pretty much the game that decides who goes through to the group, out of the group stage for Group B. England versus France, obviously the traditional rivals for them. I do feel that England should probably easily win, but it's England versus France. Should be a good match. Papua New Guinea versus the Cook Islands as well, I think is going to be a very, very good match, to say the least. It's obviously I'd be thinking that Papua New Guinea would bounce back from the result against Tonga, but again, with a Cook Islands team like this, you never know. So that's going to be it from me. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all later.